This very steep, high-altitude gravel pass will be remembered a long time after you've travelled it. It's located on a reasonable gravel road between Merveville to the east and Sutherland to the west. The pass lies just within the borders of the Western Cape. It climbs 263 meters in altitude over just 2.6 kilometers, producing an average gradient of 1 in 10, with the steepest sections, which are tarred, ramping up to under 1 in 5. Whilst a four-wheel drive vehicle in dry conditions is not mandatory, it could be a lifesaver in wet weather. The pass is subject to heavy winter snowfalls and offers spectacular views with steep drop-offs down cliffs of some 300 meters in height. There are also 2 cattle grids which have to be negotiated. One is approximately halfway up the pass and the other one is near the summit. Our research has revealed that there is a mountaintop close to this pass called Rammelkop without an L. This translates into Ram's Head Mountain. On the balance of probabilities, it is more than likely that Rammelkop became Rammelkop over the years. Approaching from the eastern side, you first need to drive up the fairly straightforward Allemanshoek Pass, which is nothing more than the approach road to the Rammelkop Pass. Many references show much confusion, with the Rammelkop Pass being called the Allemanshoek Pass or the Allemans Pass, and vice versa. The pass starts at an intersection with another gravel farm road which enters the fray from the southwest. Here the road changes direction from west to northwest and starts climbing steeply up the lower slopes of the Langberg. Soon the first right-hand bend is negotiated and the road notches more into the north. The next turn is very sharp at 110 degrees and the authorities have deemed it necessary to tar this steep section. This cattle grid has to be negotiated before arriving at the steepest section of the pass, which is also tarred and lasts for 300 meters as it swings back into the northwest through a very tight left-hand bend of 110 degrees. After the tarred section comes to an end, the gradient eases off considerably, although the road is still climbing at 1 in 7. After another 300 meters, there is a second cattle grid, and soon the road switches direction into the west. Although this looks like it is the summit, the actual summit is still another 1.5 kilometers further. At this view site you can enjoy beautiful and rugged views of the surrounding mountains and canyons. Shortly after the view site there is this second cattle grid, and soon the road switches direction back into the west. We don't recommend driving this road if you're in a hurry, as the going is slow with many farm gates to open and close, especially on the Sutherland side. We urge all travellers to respect the gate rule, which is to leave the gate as you find it. The pass ends under the foot of the upper part of the Langberg mountain at the point where a jeep track intersects with the road at an altitude of 1,308 meters.